Hi, everybody. I'm Kathy Swango. I am your professor for this semester in Humanities 121, Peace Studies. So welcome to the class. I want to walk you through the setup of the course so you know what you're looking at as you go into Blackboard and know what's most important, at least from my perspective, what I think will be most important for you. So again, welcome. Let me show you around. So as we go into the course, this is what it looks like for you. And if you have not used this version of Blackboard before, then you'll need to spend a few more minutes getting a little bit familiar. There are buttons up here or links up here in the top left that are important for you. Content will always bring you back to this page, to the main content of the course. There's a calendar that will show the due dates, and that's significant for you. With that, you can decide how you want to see things. I generally will click on due dates and then also click on the month. And then that lets me see when things are due. And so you can see that in this course, the first thing is due by the 16th of January. And then you can move from month to month and see additional due dates. You see the next big due date is February 6th. And then there will be one of those in each month. And that's explained in the syllabus. There is a link to discussion boards, but I recommend that instead of coming in this way, you go in through the course content, because sometimes there's material that you need to read before you do the discussion board, and the content will make that clear. The grade book, where you can click and see your grades. All of the grade items are already in there in the order that they're due. And then a message system that you can use to send a message to me if you need to or want to. So with the content, or coming back to the content, there are also some items along the left that you may be able to click on. I don't know that I will use those much, except maybe the announcements, and you can view the announcements. When I send a new announcement to the course, every time you log in, if there is a new announcement, it will be available for you to click on and view. And so make sure that you always stay up with any communication that I have with you. All right, so let's walk through this. First thing I have for you is the syllabus. And with this, when you see a drop-down arrow, you know that there are additional items within this, and so you can just click to open it. And then I have a note that the syllabus can be downloaded and saved or printed, or you can view it here in this learning module. Use the arrows in the upper right corner to advance from one section to the next. So you can click on this, and that gives you the link to download the syllabus. I encourage you to at least print the last 3 pages so you have a hard copy of the calendar of assignments, so you can highlight things and you don't get lost and you don't forget a deadline. I do not accept late work, so make sure that you stay current. So again, this allows you to move from section to section. This is just copied information from the syllabus, and so information on each of these pages that again highlights what is in the syllabus. Your textbook information about attendance and participation. An important piece of information here, the introductions discussion board, is the attendance verification assignment that I am using. It must be completed by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, January 16th, if you intend to stay in the course. If you don't do it by that deadline, you will be dropped. It's just what we call a no-show assignment. And if you don't do it, then you're considered as someone who has not shown up for the course. When you communicate with me, make sure that your emails If you email, rather than using messages through the course, if you email, make sure that you are using your KCTCS email. If you don't, it might go to my junk mail, and I may not see it. So when you communicate, you should make sure that you include the course number in the subject line, so I know that it is coming from a student, and make sure that that is written as a semi-professional academic email, indicating respect for our educational system and for our relationship as professor and student. What we're doing in the course is an explanation of that, of the different assignments, and then each of those is also broken down for you within the course content, how I determine the grades, makeup work, late work. Again, late work is not accepted. I have flexible due dates throughout the semester until there are hard dates. And so there are basically six due dates. There is the initial due date for the no-show assignment. There are monthly due dates for your coursework. And then there is a deadline for the final exam. And so we'll look at that in just a moment. Other information, and then these last several pages are the syllabus calendar. And so you can see this. This is also copied for you within the different folders in the course content. And so there basically is a folder or a unit for each of these sections. And so you can see that this goes down to midterm and then the second half of the semester. What I have on this is, for most of these, well, for this one, for instance, you see I have a due date. This is due by Sunday, January 16th. There is no flexibility to that. With this next section, there's a suggested due date, so that those of you who want to do work regularly and have occasional due dates, regular due dates, use those suggested dates. So this is suggested by Sunday, January 16th, but it is absolutely due by Sunday, February 6th, as are these several following folders. So the suggested due date on this is that next Sunday. The next one is the next Sunday. But all of this then is due, and you can see that this does not have a suggested due date because it is due by February 6th. And so February 6th, all of this previous material must be completed, and then we move forward with a new due date. Again, weekly suggested due dates for those of you who want to follow that. I think that's valuable, and I encourage you to do that so that your work comes in on a regular basis rather than letting it pile up and then trying to meet that due date of February 7th or March 13th or April 10th or May 1st. Those are those monthly due dates. What happens sometimes to students is they put work off until that monthly due date, and then they hit some kind of snag and they contact me and ask me for an extension when they haven't done any work in the course for a month. And I'm not likely to agree to that, to offer an extension at that point. And so make sure that you're working regularly in the course and not just coming in once a month and doing the work. I allow that so that you have the flexibility. I'm trying to respect you and your schedules and your time and your lives, but I ask you to also respect mine. And so that was the syllabus. Again, you'll need to read through that. I do allow 3 extra credit assignments, and I have an explanation of those and then a submission link for that. If you decide to do that, any assignments that you do would need to be in by May 1st. I also have a link there, folder with some student resources, and then you have the actual folders or the learning modules for the course, and you can see that each of these is labeled with that suggested due date and the due date. So you will need to start here, and which is what you've already done, and then you had the link to this welcome video, and then your introductions discussion board. And so as you click on this first item, actually, let me go back a page because I've skipped too far. And I want to get out of that and go back to where I was because I jumped too far. Click on what to do in this section, and then it has information for you. And so I've walked you through this, how to maneuver in these learning modules. Again, you'll have this arrow that takes you from one link to the next, to the next. And so you'll click on that. That takes you to this. You would click on the video. When you come out of that, if you close that in YouTube, then you will come back to the link to the discussion board. And here you can read my discussion board. You can see a picture of my cats and dogs. And then you can click to type in your response. And then when you're finished and there are no more arrows to the right, then click on the X, and that closes that particular learning module. Close that, and then you're ready to go to the next one. And again, there is a what to do in this section that explains what you need to do, and you'll work through. So that's the way the course is set up, and I hope that makes sense to you and is easy for you to follow. So again, just make sure that you're staying current with those due dates, and that you're spending some time in the course every week. I think this is one of the most interesting courses that we offer at the college. I absolutely love this Peace Studies course. I've taught it for over 6 years and have about 100 students a semester, most semesters. And students tell me that it's life-changing for them. And so I hope it is for you, that it's something that you enjoy, that you are challenged by, that your worldview is changed, your maybe attitude toward our world, that you have a more global perspective, and that you feel a call to make a difference in our world. So that's my wish for you. Again, welcome to the course. Best wishes. You can always contact me if you have questions or concerns. My office hours are listed on the syllabus and various ways that you can contact me. So I look forward to our time together.